Hey guys, back with a care package once again. This one is from Gators MLD. Can't remember where I got this, but I found it the other day and it reminded me of Gators, so we'll put them right there. And he wrote me a nice note here talking about how he was in Puerto Rico several times when he was in the Navy. So that's cool. Thank you for your service, Michael. For me, I think the last time I was in Puerto Rico must have been like 95, 96. Which is kind of crazy to think because it does not feel like that long at all, but the time has flown by. But yeah, he said he was going to send me some Puerto Rican players. And check this out. This is a Gators MLD trademark right here. That's how he wraps his cards. Almost don't want to open it because it's wrapped so perfectly. But I'm going to pause right here while I open it up and we'll see what's in there. Alright guys, good thing I paused while I was unwrapping those because it took me forever to get in there. But here we go. A couple of stacks of Puerto Rican players. Very much appreciated, Michael. There you have Henry Cotto as a Yankee. I think he played for a few different teams. I think I have a few of his cards as a Mariner. Jorge Posada, one of my all-time favorites. Played his entire career as a Yankee. You don't really see that too much anymore. Ricky Leday, who was a big-time prospect at one point. First time I actually saw him play was not with the Yankees. It was in the winter leagues in Puerto Rico. Thought he was going to be a big star, but didn't really work out that way. Roberto Perez, he's one of my current favorites, even though doesn't have much of a bat, but really solid defensive catcher. Here's Sandy Alomar Jr., who was a solid all-around catcher. Was kind of overshadowed by his little brother Roberto Alomar, but had a really nice career in his own right. Here's a guy I don't have a whole lot of, Javier Baez. I think most of his cards end up in Cubs PCs. And another Baez. Did not have either one of those. Jose De Leon, who I think I heard might have Tommy John surgery. Would be disappointing if that does happen, but still young enough to bounce back from it. Luis Rivera, one of the few Red Sox guys that I'll put into the binders. Here's another one of my recent favorites, Angel Pagan. Really solid all-around ball player. Really like that photo. Here's Steven Moya, who I remember was a pretty big prospect a few years ago. Haven't heard much about him recently, though. Not sure if he's still considered a good prospect. There's Alex Rios. I remember he had a really hot rookie card in the early 2000s. His 2002 Donruss Elite was a pretty big money card at one point. I have a few of them. It cooled off eventually, but he still had a pretty nice career. Won a championship with the Royals a few years ago. Here's Jorge Padilla, who was drafted by the Expos. Didn't know he was still around by the time they changed into the Washington Nationals. Here's Carlos Beltran. Definitely one of the best all-time Puerto Rican players. Joel Pinheiro, pretty good pitcher. Had some really good years with the Mariners. Martin Maldonado, pretty solid catcher. For some reason, that's one position that Puerto Rico produces a lot of players in. A lot of catchers. Some outfielders. Not that many good Puerto Rican pitchers for some reason. Here's Eddie Rosario, another one of my current favorites, even though he hit a home run against the Yankees in the playoffs last year. So that is stack 1 right there. Stack 2 now. Here we have Angel Morales, who I have a few cards of, but honestly do not remember him. I don't think he ever got called up to the big leagues. We have Jose Barrios. Initially, I thought it was pronounced Barrios because that's usually how that last name is pronounced, but I hear he likes to have it pronounced Barrios, so that's what we'll go with. And yeah, like I said, for some reason, Puerto Rico doesn't produce a lot of great pitchers, but I have high hopes for him. Hope he becomes one of the best all-time pitchers from Puerto Rico. So Luis Aguayo. I think he was kind of like a journeyman back in the day. And of course, Bernie. Great Yankee, great Puerto Rican player, so you know I love him. Another guy that I don't have a lot of stuff of, Francisco Lindor. Tremendous all-around player. Another nice Lindor there. Future stars. And I mentioned him earlier, Roberto Alomar. Great player, Hall of Famer. Don't think I have that one. We have yet another Puerto Rican catcher, Giovanni Soto. Edwin Diaz, relief pitcher. Has some really good stuff. Hope to see him develop into a good closer. You have Enrique, a.k.a. Kike Hernandez. Man, this is reminding me of a lot of Puerto Rican guys I got to get more cards of. Another Pagan. Jonathan Sanchez pitched a no-hitter once. And Yadier Molina, one of my favorite current guys, probably my number one favorite current Puerto Rican. Just such a gamer. I think he's one of those guys that could have played in any era. You have a pair of Luis Atilano, who I do not know at all. Definitely don't have any of his cards. You got another Jorge Padilla, Chrome version. And Correa, he's another guy I gotta get more cards of. And another Giovanni Soto. And so there it is. Thank you for all of that stuff, Michael. I'm gonna have a lot of fun separating those into the various Puerto Rican binders. I think I probably have like 6 binders right now. But yeah, just the fact that you took the time to look through your cards for those, to find out that some of those guys were Puerto Rican players, I'm sure that took some time and effort, so I really appreciate that. And I'll definitely be hitting you back very soon. And for those of you who may not know Gators MLD, check out a few videos. It's usually him and his daughter opening up stuff. Very entertaining. So I'll leave a link to their latest video. And I'll talk to you all again soon.